The internet didn't just react, it exploded. And this time, it wasn't fueled by rumors or blurry paparazzi shots. It all started when Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner quietly shared a series of vacation photos that instantly sent shockwaves across social media. But here's the thing, what looks like a simple getaway might actually be something much bigger, and there's a detail most people completely missed. Before we dive deeper, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share right now, because you don't want to miss what's coming next. This story has layers, and by the end of this video, you might see everything differently. At first glance, the photos seem effortless. Sunlight spilling across crystal clear water, soft golden tones, and a relaxed atmosphere far removed from the chaos of Hollywood. But then your eyes adjust, and you realize it's not just about the location. It's about who's in the frame, and how they're in it. In one image, they sit close together, their body language natural, almost unguarded. Not staged. Not forced. Just real. And that's exactly what made fans pause. Because when two of the most talked about figures in entertainment appear this comfortable, this connected, it raises questions. Is this just a vacation? Or is this something more intentional? The pace shifts, zoom in. A subtle smile. A glance that lingers just a second too long. Small details, but powerful enough to spark millions of interpretations. Social media quickly turned into a battlefield of theories. Some fans celebrated, calling it confirmation of a deeper relationship. Others questioned the timing, wondering if there was more happening behind the scenes. And that's where things get interesting. Why now? Out of all the moments they could have chosen to share something this personal, why this exact timing? Both Timothée and Kylie are no strangers to media attention. They understand the power of visibility, and the impact of silence. So when they decide to post, it's rarely random. This is where the narrative begins to shift. Because these photos, they don't feel accidental. The composition, the lighting, the aesthetic, it all feels curated. Deliberate. Almost like a visual story being told without words. A story that invites the audience in, but only just enough to keep them wanting more. Pattern interrupt, quick cuts, faster pacing, a surge of energy. Reactions escalate. Hashtags begin trending within hours. Fan edits flood timelines. Reaction videos rack up millions of views. Even pop culture analysts start weighing in, calling this one of the most strategic soft reveals in recent celebrity history. But wait, there's one more detail that changes everything. In one of the photos, something small, almost invisible at first glance, has sparked massive speculation. A gesture. A positioning. Something that fans are now dissecting frame by frame. Some believe it's a subtle signal, a quiet confirmation hidden in plain sight. Others think it's being overanalyzed. But what if it's neither? What if it's intentional ambiguity? The tension builds. Sources close to the situation, though unconfirmed, suggest that their connection has been growing away from the spotlight for quite some time. Carefully. Privately. And now, perhaps, they're choosing to reveal just enough to shift the narrative without losing control of it. Because in today's digital world, perception is everything. And both Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner have mastered the art of controlling that perception. This isn't just about romance. It's about image, influence, timing. It's about knowing exactly when to speak, and when to let silence do the work. And now, we reach the payoff. These vacation photos are more than just snapshots of a getaway. They are a statement. A carefully measured glimpse into a relationship that has been kept just out of reach, until now. Not fully confirmed, not fully denied. Just enough to keep the world watching. So what happens next? Do they open up even more? Or does this remain a rare window into something they'll continue to protect? One thing is certain, this moment has already done its job. It has captured attention, fueled conversation, and reminded everyone that when it comes to staying relevant, few do it better than Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. Now it's your turn, what do you think? Is this a genuine step forward in their relationship, or a perfectly timed glimpse designed to keep the world guessing? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates, because if there's one thing we know for sure, this story is far from over. And just when it seemed like the conversation was starting to slow down, it didn't. It intensified. Because within hours of those photos circulating, something unexpected began to happen. Not just fan reactions, not just trending hashtags, but a shift in how people were interpreting every single move made by Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. Suddenly, past appearances, old interviews, even subtle interactions that once went unnoticed were being pulled back into the spotlight. Clips resurfaced. Moments that once felt insignificant were now being reanalyzed with a completely different lens. A glance at an event. A brief smile caught on camera. The way they stood next to each other in a crowded room. It all started to connect, like pieces of a puzzle that no one realized they were solving until now. And then, another layer. Pattern interrupt, slow motion replay, heartbeat sound effect rising. Fans began pointing out that this wasn't the first time something like this had happened. There had been whispers before. Quiet sightings. Low-profile appearances that never quite made headlines but lingered just enough to spark curiosity. Back then, it was easy to dismiss. But now? Now it feels different. Now it feels intentional. Because in a world where celebrity relationships are often overexposed, overexplained, and overanalyzed, choosing to reveal something slowly, strategically, creates a completely different kind of impact. It builds tension. It creates mystery. It keeps people watching. And that's exactly what's happening here. But here's where things take another turn. Some insiders believe that this moment isn't just about their relationship, it's about timing within their individual careers. Timothée Chalamet has been steadily evolving his image, moving from indie darling to global leading man, carefully selecting roles that expand his range and influence. Meanwhile, Kylie Jenner continues to dominate the worlds of beauty, business, and social media, maintaining a presence that is both powerful and carefully controlled. So when these two worlds collide, it's not random. It's alignment. And that alignment creates something bigger than just a relationship. It creates a narrative that spans industries, audiences, and platforms. Pattern interrupt, cut to fast-paced montage of headlines, social media comments, flashing notifications. The media response becomes impossible to ignore. Headlines begin to shift in tone. What started as curiosity turns into speculation. What began as speculation slowly evolves into belief. And once that belief takes hold, it spreads fast. But even then, there's restraint. No official statement. No direct confirmation. No detailed explanation. Just images. And sometimes, images are more powerful than words. Because they allow people to fill in the gaps themselves. And when people start building their own version of a story, they become more invested in it. That's the real hook. That's what keeps this story alive. But wait, there's still something else. Another detail that hasn't fully been addressed. In one particular photo, the framing feels different. Less polished. More spontaneous. Almost as if it wasn't meant to be part of the set. And yet, it was included. Why? Some believe it's the most honest moment of all. A crack in the carefully curated surface. A glimpse into something real, something unfiltered. Others think it's the opposite. That it was placed there on purpose. A calculated move designed to look accidental. And if that's true, it changes everything. Because it means every element of this release was thought through. Every angle. Every expression. Every second. The tension rises again. And now, the audience is no longer just watching, they're analyzing. Debating. Rewatching. Zooming in. Slowing down clips. Sharing theories. This isn't just content anymore. It's an experience. And experiences create deeper engagement than any headline ever could. But here comes the twist. What if the real story isn't about whether they're together or not? What if the real story is how they've managed to control the narrative without ever fully owning it? Because in today's digital landscape, control is everything. And giving people just enough, but never too much, is one of the most effective strategies there is. So now, we're left in this space between certainty and mystery. A space where every new post, every public appearance, every subtle interaction carries weight. A space where the absence of information becomes just as powerful as information itself. And that's where things stand, for now. But if history has taught us anything, it's this: moments like this don't just fade away. They build. They evolve. And eventually, they lead to something bigger. So the question isn't whether this story will continue. It's when the next chapter will drop, and how much it will change everything we think we know. Stay close, stay curious, and don't blink. Because if this is only the beginning, then what comes next might be the moment everyone remembers. And just when it feels like we've reached the peak of speculation, the narrative pulls us even deeper. Because now, something subtle, but incredibly telling, has started to emerge. It's not coming from official sources. It's not even coming directly from Timothée Chalamet or Kylie Jenner themselves. Instead, it's coming from the ecosystem around them. The people they interact with. The spaces they move in. The patterns that only become visible when you step back and look at the bigger picture. And once you see it, it's hard to unsee. Because what we're witnessing isn't just a moment, it's momentum. Pattern interrupt, audio dips, then rises with a sharper beat. Over the past few days, fans have started tracking something interesting. Not just posts, but timing. Not just appearances, but proximity. Events where their names come up in the same conversations, even when they're not physically seen together. Mentions that feel coincidental at first, until they happen again. And again. At this level, nothing is random. And that's what's fueling the next wave of curiosity. Because now the question has shifted from "are they together?" to something much more complex. How deep does this actually go? There's a growing belief among observers that this isn't a sudden development. That whatever is happening between them has been building quietly, carefully, and far away from public scrutiny. And if that's true, then these vacation photos weren't the beginning. They were the reveal. And reveals are powerful. They mark a transition, from private to public, from speculation to narrative, from curiosity to attention at scale. But here's where things get even more intense. Pattern interrupt, quick flashes of social media feeds, comments stacking rapidly. Because now, the audience isn't just reacting, they're participating. Fan communities are dissecting every detail with near forensic precision. Entire threads are dedicated to analyzing lighting changes between photos. The sequence in which images were posted. Even the captions, or lack of captions, are being interpreted as clues. And while some might dismiss this as overanalysis, others see it as part of the design. Because ambiguity invites engagement. And engagement keeps the story alive. But then comes another unexpected twist. A shift in tone. If you look closely, there's a noticeable difference between how these photos were received compared to earlier rumors about Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner. Before, the reactions were mixed: skepticism, curiosity, even doubt. Now, there's a sense of acceptance. Almost as if the audience has collectively decided that whatever this is, it's real enough. And that changes everything. Because once public perception crosses that line, the narrative becomes harder to control, but also more powerful. And yet, despite all of this, they remain silent. No confirmations. No interviews addressing the situation directly. No attempts to clarify or correct. Just silence. But this kind of silence isn't empty. It's strategic. Because in a world where everyone is constantly talking, choosing not to speak becomes its own form of communication. And right now, that silence is louder than ever. Pattern interrupt, music cuts, a brief pause, then a slow build. So where does that leave us? Right in the middle of a story that feels like it's still unfolding in real time. A story where every new development doesn't close the loop, it opens another question. And here's one that's starting to gain traction. What happens if this is only phase 1? Because if these photos were the initial reveal, what does phase 2 look like? A public appearance together? A red carpet moment that confirms everything without a single word? Or something even more unexpected, something that completely shifts the narrative in a way no one sees coming? At this point, nothing feels off the table. And that unpredictability, that's what keeps people watching. That's what turns a moment into a phenomenon. But there's one more angle we haven't fully explored. And it might be the most important one. Impact. Not just on them, but on the culture around them. Because when two figures like Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner intersect, the ripple effects go far beyond their personal lives. It influences trends, conversations, even how future celebrity relationships are presented to the public. Already, we're seeing shifts. More controlled reveals. More emphasis on visual storytelling instead of verbal confirmation. More reliance on audience interpretation rather than direct messaging. And if this continues, it could redefine how public figures share their personal lives entirely. Which brings us back to the core of this story. This isn't just about two people on vacation. It's about timing, perception, and the evolving relationship between celebrities and the audiences who follow them. It's about understanding that in today's world, what's not said can be just as powerful as what is. And right now, what's not being said is speaking volumes. So as we move forward, keep watching closely. Because the next move, whether it's subtle or undeniable, will matter. And when it happens, it won't just add to the story. It might change it completely. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay curious. Because this isn't the end. Not even close. And just when it seems like the narrative has stretched as far as it can go, it doesn't break. It bends. And in that shift, something even more compelling begins to take shape. Because now, attention is no longer just focused on what Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner are showing the world, but on what the world is projecting back onto them. Pattern interrupt, visual zoom out, ambient sound, slower pacing. There's a growing realization that this story is no longer one-directional. It's not just about two global figures sharing moments. It's about millions of people interpreting, reshaping, and amplifying those moments in real time. Every reaction video, every stitched clip, every comment thread, it all feeds into something larger. A feedback loop. And that loop is accelerating. Because now, even the absence of new content becomes content. When they don't post, people notice. When they stay out of sight, speculation intensifies. When there's silence, theories multiply. It creates a vacuum, and that vacuum pulls in attention from everywhere. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Pattern interrupt, sharp cut, faster rhythm returns. Some analysts are starting to suggest that what we're witnessing might be a masterclass in modern celebrity storytelling. Not in the traditional sense, no interviews, no press tours, no explicit narratives, but in something far more subtle. Controlled visibility. The idea that by carefully choosing when and how to appear, figures like Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner can maintain maximum relevance without oversaturation. And if that's the case, then every move from here on out matters even more. Because expectations have now been set. The audience is watching, waiting, anticipating. And anticipation, when sustained long enough, becomes its own form of momentum. But momentum can be unpredictable. Because the more people invest in a story, the more they want resolution. And that brings us to a critical turning point. Will there be a clear confirmation? Or will this remain in that carefully balanced space between public and private? Because staying in that middle ground has its advantages. It keeps curiosity alive. It prevents overexposure. It allows flexibility. But it also comes with pressure. Pressure to eventually deliver something definitive. And that's where tension begins to build again. Pattern interrupt, low bass, slower heartbeat sound. There's also another factor entering the equation now: expectation versus reality. As the story grows, so do the narratives people create around it. Expectations form. Assumptions solidify. And sometimes, those expectations can become bigger than the reality itself. So if and when a new development happens, it won't just be judged on its own merit, it will be measured against everything people have imagined up to this point. And that can either amplify the impact or completely reshape it. But let's go deeper. Because beyond the speculation, beyond the strategy, beyond the perfectly timed posts, there's still a human element at the center of all this. Two individuals navigating an environment where every move is magnified. Every choice is analyzed. Every moment is shared, whether they intend it or not. And in that environment, maintaining any sense of authenticity becomes incredibly difficult. Which raises another question. How much of what we're seeing is real? And how much of it is a reflection of what people want to believe? Pattern interrupt, visual distortion effect, then clarity. Because the line between reality and perception has never been thinner. And in cases like this, that line doesn't just blur. It shifts. Constantly. Depending on who's watching, who's commenting, who's interpreting. And that's what makes this story so powerful. It's not fixed. It evolves. With every new perspective added to it. But now, something else is starting to happen. A subtle shift in focus. Instead of asking what the photos mean, some are beginning to ask what comes after the photos. Because moments like this don't exist in isolation. They lead somewhere. They open doors. They create opportunities for new narratives, new appearances, new developments that build on what's already been established. And if that's true here, then we may already be on the edge of the next phase. Pattern interrupt, quick flashes, rising intensity. Imagine this. A public event. A shared appearance that feels just spontaneous enough to be believable, but just intentional enough to confirm everything without a single statement. No captions. No explanations. Just presence. That kind of moment wouldn't just trend. It would dominate. Because it would take everything we've seen so far and elevate it into something undeniable. But until that happens, we remain here. In this space of anticipation. Watching. Analyzing. Waiting for the next signal. And signals can come in many forms. A like. A comment. A brief interaction caught on camera. Even something as simple as being in the same place at the same time. At this level, every detail matters. And every detail has the potential to shift the narrative once again. So now, the story isn't just unfolding. It's building. Layer by layer. Moment by moment. Until eventually, something gives. And when it does, it won't just be another update. It will be the moment that defines everything that came before it. So stay locked in. Because the next move, no matter how small it seems, could be the one that changes the entire story. And if this journey has proven anything so far, it's this: nothing here is accidental. Everything means something. Even the things that look like they don't. And that's exactly why the world can't look away. And just when it feels like the story has reached a point where nothing could possibly surprise us anymore, something shifts again. Not loudly. Not dramatically. But just enough to make people stop scrolling. Because now, the focus isn't just on what Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner have already shown, it's on what they haven't shown yet. Pattern interrupt, sudden silence, then a soft ambient build. There's a growing tension in the air. A sense that something is being held back. Not hidden completely, but delayed. And that delay is what's driving curiosity to an entirely new level. Because in a digital world built on instant gratification, delay creates value. And right now, that value is skyrocketing. People are refreshing feeds more often. Checking for updates at unexpected hours. Watching closely for even the smallest sign of movement. And when that level of attention is reached, every second without an update becomes part of the experience. But here's where things take a sharper turn. Pattern interrupt, quick zoom, faster tempo. Some fans have started noticing patterns that go beyond the photos themselves. Patterns in timing. Patterns in activity. Even patterns in silence. Moments when both Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner seem to disappear from public view at the same time. Coincidence? Maybe. But when coincidences repeat, they start to feel intentional. And intention is what fuels the next level of speculation. Because now, the narrative isn't just reactive, it's predictive. People aren't just analyzing what has happened. They're trying to anticipate what will happen next. And that changes the energy completely. Because anticipation creates tension. And tension keeps people locked in. But here's the twist no one saw coming. Pattern interrupt, glitch effect, abrupt pause. What if the next move isn't bigger? What if it's smaller? More subtle? Almost invisible unless you're really paying attention. Because sometimes, the most powerful signals aren't the ones that dominate headlines, they're the ones that slip through quietly, only to be discovered later and reinterpreted as something massive. A brief appearance. A shared environment. A moment captured from a distance. Something that doesn't scream for attention, but ends up getting it anyway. And if that's the direction this is heading, then the strategy becomes even more sophisticated. Because it means controlling not just the message, but the pace at which the message unfolds. And pace is everything. Too fast, and the story burns out. Too slow, and people lose interest. But right now, the balance is almost perfect. And that's why this moment continues to grow instead of fade. Pattern interrupt, music swells, visuals intensify. At the same time, another layer is quietly forming beneath the surface. A shift in how audiences emotionally connect to the story. At first, it was curiosity. Then it became excitement. Now, it's investment. People aren't just watching anymore. They're choosing sides. They're forming opinions. They're building their own narratives around what they believe is happening. And once that emotional investment locks in, it becomes incredibly powerful. Because people don't just want updates. They want validation. They want to see their theories confirmed. They want the story to move in a direction that matches what they've already imagined. And that creates a new kind of pressure. Not just on the narrative, but on the next move itself. Because whatever happens next, it has to land. It has to meet expectations, challenge them, or completely redefine them. Otherwise, the momentum shifts. But here's the deeper question. Pattern interrupt, slow fade, quieter tone. Who's really in control of this story now? Is it still Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner? Or has the audience taken over? Because when millions of people are collectively analyzing, interpreting, and amplifying every detail, control becomes shared. And shared control is unpredictable. It can elevate a moment into something iconic, or push it in directions no one originally intended. And that's where things become truly fascinating. Because now, every possible outcome feels real. A confirmed public relationship. A continued mystery. A sudden shift that changes the narrative entirely. All of it is on the table. And until something definitive happens, every theory has space to exist. Pattern interrupt, heartbeat returns, louder this time. So here we are. Still watching. Still waiting. Still trying to piece together a story that is unfolding in fragments, signals, and carefully timed moments. And maybe that's the point. Maybe this was never meant to be fully understood in real time. Maybe it's designed to be experienced as it happens, one clue at a time, one reaction at a time, one shift at a time. Because when you stretch a story across moments instead of delivering it all at once, you don't just tell it. You build it. And built stories last longer. They hit harder. They stay with people. And right now, this one is doing exactly that. So don't look away. Don't assume it's over. Because if everything we've seen so far is any indication, the most important moment hasn't happened yet. And when it does, it won't just answer questions. It will create entirely new ones. Stay ready. Because this story isn't slowing down.